Hi everybody, this is Karisma Appedole here in the A Mountain in Tucson, Arizona, doing a broadcast of the coming Gem Show 2019 in Tucson, Arizona. I am in our location of the Crystal Singing Bowls by Crystal Tones showroom here. And also, the River Park is now the Ramada Inn in 777 West Cushing Street and Freeway. For all of you are invited to come for the very special prices, unique prices that are given by Lupito of the bowls here in retail and in wholesale. It's the only show that gives these prices. You still have time to do your reservations. You can connect me to help you if you are interested in the Ramada or before River Park, where I am now doing this preview because I found that almost 100% of the tents are set up, and one of my very loved friends, a couple that comes from India, is already doing sales. So you are invited to come here. Remember, this is the A mountain there that is sacred, that I connected to Saqqara in Egypt, where I'm doing and performing a great work with the UFOs for holding the electric magnetic fields of the planet and of inhabitants in planet Earth and the calibration of the photons. So the calibration of all the boats that you do here in the Gem Show in Tucson, Arizona is very different in all over the world. So you just listen to this, what I said, because they will give you the tune-up of new tune-up in planet Earth, a galactic one, calibrated with 4 suns, the sun of Orion in our central galaxy that reflects its rays in our solar system sun, the sun of Alcyone in Pleiades in constellation of Tauro, the sun of an interior Earth that felt on that direction of our other location, which I am going further, the Days Inn, or now the Lion. 100 meters in the back there is a hole where a meteorite made some thousands of years ago, and positrons, neutrinos, and photons are coming out, and some Italian scientists determined that it was a sun in the interior of the Earth. So those are the 4 suns that I have been working from the 217 and 218 here in Tucson, Arizona, calibrating. Of course, I use the Alchemy Singing Bowls by Crystal Tones, which are the best Alchemy Singing Bowls in planet Earth. Plus, they are the most beautiful ones. So these are some boots, ready, as you can see. And it's important that you come this year, because this year in the space of Capricorn, we have important astrological aspects that are ruling the whole 2019 and 2020. The most important one is the conjunction of Saturn with Pluto that happened 501 years ago in the space of Capricornio. So now, before it gave the most important shifting that planet Earth has had since Martin Luther brought the Protestant reform in the church, then Galileo Galilei, and then all sciences and arts did the shifting because of this conjunction of Pluto with Saturn in the space of Capricorn. So 501 years have happened already past, and we're having such a great transformation in planet Earth because of this conjunction that everyone is subject to it. It means that Saturn rules all the organization and structures that are big, collective, institutions, religions, corporations, governments, and in your own self, your organization, order, and the controlling of your emotions. So these together with Pluto will bring the complete taking out and peeling out of everything that represents corruption, everything that represents bad conduct behavior at like individual person or in the collective of institutions, of governments, as I said, of churches, of anything. So this is subject to everyone. Plus, we are in a timing that is extremely important. 300,000 years ago, Enki, our father co-creator, and Ninhursag, his wife, they assembled the DNA of this fifth Adamic race that we are. So now, with the coming back of Nibiru, the community galactic representatives of our galaxy and the galaxy of Andromeda are doing, why they have already done, a checkup in the whole humanity DNA to see which persons are able to have shifted consciousness through their haunted behavior and opening their heart, which means a third level consciousness with absorption of light or photons as a particle of 7 to 12. So if you are still a second level consciousness from 2.5 to 6 level absorption of photons, you are bipolar in consciousness and you have a base 2 neuronal connection in your brain, and you are no more longer permitted to be because of the state of evolution of the planet. And what does this mean? This means that planet Earth has come to its accomplishment on time of its evolution to fifth antidimension, because the human resonance, the one that is produced by the double movement of rotation and translation in planet Earth, is in 16 hertz, what was before 7.83. So also the axis of the planet is no more tilted since the 214, and now this is caused by Alcyone's sun at Pleiades, where we are Pleiadians in a less state of evolution of several thousand years. It's important, the understanding, because we need to learn the information of our own codifications in our DNA. We have three genetics: the genetics of the father, the mother, which is at the level of mass and third dimension, and the genetics of our soul, which is at a level of the invisible in the energy pattern fields, and it's in fifth antidimension at 533,066 kilometers of the speed of light, where the soul lives and the crystal instruction acts and has an action. On this gem show, I am going to give a very special meditation that it will be using the correlation of planets Earth pi ratio movement in human resonance, which is caused by the double movement of rotation and translation of the planet. It builds up a pi ratio or logarithm asymmetric spiral, and also it is the how planet's Earth magnetic field is created, and why it's so important that you learn to use the crystalline structure of the alchemy singing bowls, especially crystal tone singing bowls, because of the quality in their elements of built up, and because of how blessed they are, because they were brought to this planet to do a very specific work thousands of years ago. Now is the timing of accomplishment of the truth. The truth means that everyone has the right to know its origins. Everybody has the right to have information of who we are, why we are here, where we are going, and what we are doing. But for all of this process, the singing bowls work a pi ratio, because quartz, which is the neutral agent, works a crystalline structure like all crystal kits in planet Earth now. This means that the atoms are together 3, 4, 6, or 8. And that those atoms can recycle from a pi ratio that we have in our head. You see, over imaginary, I will bring the geometrical pattern of the pi ratio that I put in my head. And then that is like the energy in a cone or 72 degrees or pi ratio movement over our head that represents our everyday living where we are learning the lessons of liberating karma. Because that's the whole point now, to have a third level consciousness. So the singing bowls of crystal tones, in my case, because I have studied them 15 years, will be my 15th happy birthday working with my beloved alchemy singing bowls by crystal tones. So this means that the pi ratio that we have, as I call it, decentralized bioenergy, has to merge. In each atom, we have a band or channel that is represented in our souls since the time that we were created by our creator, the source of all energy, sound, and light. So that channel of light imperfection is called also a 0 point, and it's also called bioenergy, and it's also called ki, prana, and that is the lack of connection a second level consciousness has to its own source of light to recycle being. Then that works in a pi ratio or 72 degrees and need to be merged and fused to our everyday living, where we process by a conduct behavior. We do process how we see reality, which is our level. How we measure reality, the visible and the invisible, through conduct behavior. So if this behavior is doing alterations, this is one of the big 10, see, empty. This is the first time in 15 years that I've been able, that I had the idea of coming, because my angels, well, they asked me to come to help everybody understand the before of the gem show, so they have time to come. This is one of the biggest tents in the river park, or Ramada Inn now, where we have a lot of crystals, all types of quartz. So when we have an alteration because of our conduct behavior with the 3 key that were brought 2018 years ago by our Lord Jesus of Nazareth. Love yourself, love others, and love the source of all energy, light, and sound that we might call God or other names. So when you understand this, then you have a Christ consciousness, or a galactic consciousness, as I call it, or a third level consciousness, which is the status now, and only the limit for the shifting of other people that do not want or don't want to understand. Timing they have is the month of January, doing the biggest changes. Then it will hold all the 219, and in the 220, the Merkaba or light energy movement of the warp of space-time in the rotation translation movement of planet Earth is a 4 plus 4 to the right. It means from past to future at a mass reality. And the counterclockwise movement, light movement of the Merkaba, is 1 octave higher because it comes from future to past, and it is in the invisible, the emotional, the mind, the soul, and the spiritual realm of our living. So this counterclockwise, the 2020 will give -4. Then that equation, -4 plus 4, will give a 0. So having a 0 point, it means a complete immediate death of energy for recycling. And how does this manifest in our everyday living? It manifests itself that we, all those inhabitants of the 7.5 billion inhabitants that have not learned the lessons of love yourself, others, and God, and have the coverage of the light of the Holy Spirit that Jesus of Nazareth brought 2018 years ago, what it will happen is, according to what I heard from the divinity realm, the teachers of karma, and the galactic community that are in charge of our DNA, because Anunnaki, Enki, Kadistu, Enki, Syrian, Enki, and Ninhursang ensemble a new genetics for creating the fifth Adamic race that we are. So now is the timing that the fifth Adamic race needs to shift their consciousness to a sixth Adamic race, which are all the newborns since the 1980s. And the older ones, we need to do the change of learning to apply the virtues of our heart, which are understanding, to be humble, not egoistic, to have mercy, to have respect, to have common sense, to forgive, to have unconditional love. All of these represents words, but as a scientist and a quantum researcher in possession of the unique matrices of the quadrature of the circle, all these words have a translation to frequencies and vibrations, which means that, as I've written in 3 of my books and it's copyrighted, time is a location, is an acceleration, time is an acceleration or deceleration of the speed of light with a location in space. And there are many times in one space at the same time. That is the reason that all the extraterrestrial good brothers that come from the stars are helping us, because of our genetics that we have of them, and because anything that we do as error here, they will resonate to them in 5th, 6th anti-dimensions, 7, 8, 9 dimensions, up to the infinite. So if we don't learn the respect of the rules of nature, there are 3 things that consciousness in planet Earth will have. The second level consciousness of planet Earth has from 2.5 to 6 photons DNA absorption of light. Bipolar, they live of hate, of revenge, of vengeances, of bad desires, of fears, of anger, resentment. They live of avaricious mind, they live of manipulation, they live of a lot of things that you should know and see yourself in the mirror. So Pluto with Saturn represent now, Pluto will do the peeling, the taking away all the stuff that you have in your cells, in your organs, in your DNA, in your consciousness. If you're not able to produce the frequency, as I said before, mercy, to forgive, to respect, to love unconditional, to open your heart, to be like a very different person than what you are, then you will have 3 choices to come in this year, next year, 219 and 220. Still this year, the Merkaba is between E to the right and to the left is an A, which is the 4th just interval, and is ruled also by Saturn because of the 4. So the things that are said to be happening is either that people Leaves separates the biological body from the soul, which are frequencies. The soul is 533,066 kilometers of the speed of light. So love, music, common sense, respect, understanding, to be humble, produce that frequency. So planet Earth's rotation, translation movement is in that frequency. So it becomes a slaughter if you do not hold this frequency of 533,066 kilometers of the speed of light, which is under the Schumann resonance we have today. So three things might happen to each one of you. It depends on your karma, in how many errors or files you have, and limitations of energy because of your conduct behavior, because you don't want to understand, you don't want to change, you don't want to be a different human being that planet Earth needs. Then you might die in a natural death or by a catastrophe that you are attacked like Lincoln because of the density of your conduct behavior and not respect Mother Earth. You can have like a choice that you still can make it, but it will take for you the learning 26,000 years or 52,000 years or 32,000 years more. So those souls might be taken with a biological body out of the planet to another planet, and there they will finish their evolution, but in a state of consciousness, so they can remember how fool they were, how limited in their senses they were, that they didn't understand that the most important thing was not to make money and strangulate everyone around you, not to have a lot of banks, not to have a lot of things that are illusions, and that you do not take anything when you leave the planet, but you file of good actions, your file of good feelings, and your files of good thinking, which will upload the soul frequency. So those that still have a way to be corrected in their own timing, because now the timing is no more possible here in planet Earth, people will die. You will die if you stay here. They will take you out in a state of consciousness, and you will begin without zero. It means without any career you might have, and without any position you have acquired in the materialistic society that we live. And also, you are going to a planet that is not beautiful, that is not has a good climate, that is not as planet Earth. You are going to suffer a lot more, but you're going to remember what you were here, what you did here. So you can really make like a comparison and then say how stupid I was. Oh my God, what an error I did. Then from there, when you understand that errors cause limitations and are called karmas, because it's the law of cause to effect, which every action has a reaction, and your reactions have caused that you and nobody else have caused, not the one in front of you, not the one in back of you, not your mother, not your father, not your friends, not your employees. You, each one of you. And you are responsible of all that and understand it, then your new beginning of life in that planet might give you the opportunity, if you learn fast the lessons of karma, maybe your soul can come to the new stage of life in planet Earth, which will be completely different of what we have had up till today. The other ones that are very perverse, that are very evil, that are very not able to be amended because they don't care, because they don't want, because they have souls that have been abducted. It means that the evil ETs have taken 75% of the souls of people because they were not covered with the light of the Holy Spirit, which means with the good heart behavior. So their souls have been taken out. They are in banks, nutrition, the evil ETs, that they don't have a soul because of their conduct behavior. All of that is going to finish in planet Earth because it's a state of evolution. It's a state that the same movement of planet Earth will cause all that to go, plus Pluto and Saturn in Capricornius conjunction. It's being formed now, and it will finish in the 220. So that is when we have a limit. All of you that have not yet learned the lessons of cause and effect and the files of energy, that you have depths and passives to the source of all energy, light, and sound that is called God, then you, if you are so evil, you will go, if you're still alive and can hold life from after the 220, then you will be moved to another planet. And don't ask me what are they going to do there to the souls, because I really don't want to tell you. But it's not something really nice. It's something that is what they deserve for being evil and for being so out of tune-up with the love, mercy, charity, humbleness, forgiveness, common sense, and respect. So, in this meditation that I am offering you with the crystal quartz singing bowls by Crystal Tones, I will work the relation of the correction and the infinite connection of the crystal quartz singing bowls with each one of us. So, as a sound healer, I am going to use these beautiful items or consciousness, sacred consciousness, which are called singing bowls, to help you liberate your own karmas and help you in the understanding so you can perform your own job, which is you, the only one that can change your behavior. Each one of us, you cannot change the behavior of others. I have tried in several persons to help them change the behavior, and it's not possible. Each one has to have an I am, and I want to do it, and I am performing it, and I understand, and I really don't want to see myself in the mirror image as I am seeing now, and I want to do the transformation of consciousness to a third level of consciousness, as Karisma has been teaching us days, many broadcasts in Facebook, many YouTube live streams. I have been doing these explanations, helping you with Nibiru Planet Spaceship, helping us with the UFOs of Andromeda and Arcturians, helping us. They are detoxing the environment. We are, because here in Tucson, as a multidimensional galactic vortex, I have the opportunity, as being a planet Earth inhabitant, educated for this for many thousands of years before, to perform the work I'm doing with the empower of the alchemy singing bowls that will really be a great difference for you. I will announce it, the meditation. And also, I might, if I'm permitted, to do a meditation with the bowls during the daytime. So the adamantine rays of the sun of Alcyone, you can get the sun bath of them with the bowls. So it will be a double crystalline structure of diamond from the sun rays of Alcyone, and the crystalline structure of the alchemy singing bowls of crystal tones. That is a big difference of bowls that are not good and bowls that are good. The crystalline structure recycling beam of the bowls, which will empower, clean, detox, accelerate, and correct the DNA. So our bowls can do that, and with the permission of the owners of the company, because during daytime in the gem show, I am working for them, so I would have their permission, and I'll tell you if they permit to give you a sun bath with the bowls and the adamantine rays from the sun of Alcyone. Like now here, look. It's beginning to show the sun here. You see? But it's a little cloudy and a little, you see? You see? So as time goes over, like for the 1st and 17th of February, when we have the gem show, the sun will be more in its power and not so cloudy, and I can give you a sunbath meditation with the A mountain there, which is connected to Saqqara, Egypt, which is the center of the planet. And it's a pi rachel pyramid completely, a step pyramid, and many good things will happen in the shifting of DNA and consciousness and hearts in all of you that can be part of the witness of these meditations in the 2019 Gem Show by Crystal Tones, now in the River Park of Ramada. And I'll walk also to our other location at the Daisy Inn, where before was the Daisy Inn, and now it is the Lion. So you see, that's the sun rays now, Vazione, from Pleiades in the constellation of Taurus. And this is the entrance there of the River Park or Ramada Inn, and this is the first tents that I see, and they belong to my friends that come from India. Now I am not under my Indian look, but in the Gem Show I will. And look, it's impression here that they are already setting up, and they told me if you want to buy anything, you can. Everything that we have come out, you can buy. So that is for all of you. That's the beginning and the main entrance of the River Park or Ramada Inn, and that is here where my friends are. They come from India, and they have the most beautiful combination of raw stones and items, and at a very, very good price. See? Hi, I am broadcasting. Would you like to let me know from what part of India you come? ¿Ustedes hablan español? No. Hi, can you kindly lend me, you are the owner, are you, my friend?
Sorry?
You are the owner.
Yeah.
From what part of India do you come?
Mumbai.
Bombay?
Yeah, Bombay.
Okay, I am telling people that you are set up.
Yes, thank you very much.
And they come and get material from you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll come a little later for the stool. Let me finish. Thank you. See, the sun rays are there, but they are very weak. And look, the environment here, pre-Gem Show, in the Ramada Inn, in the Ramada, not in, only Ramada, in 777 Cushing, West Cushing. That's the freeway, you see there, that's the freeway, and this is the main entrance of the Ramada, or River Park before. So I just want you to see a little bit more around, so you see the importance of organization, the importance of structures, which Saturn rules. Here they are performing it in this hotel. For all the visitors that come from all over the world, you see the tents, they are ready just to fill up. They are all ready. This is the main entrance of the Ramada. You see the trucks that are bringing things, getting ready. See? And there is a big quartz here that is extraordinary, beautiful. See? You can take it as long as you pay it, of course. See? It's bigger than my height. Okay, I'm searching for the name of the company. Okay. And we have another one here. You see, this is quartz. You just feel it here. There it is. There it is. Let me move a little bit. There you can see it in the astral plane. Karisma. You see here?